right, here we go again. Outside we go to the Wave Weather Garden. The Wave snowboard is up, and it's pouring snow here in the metro, but it is causing issues on the roadways, especially across southern Indiana, where that snow has been falling for a little over an hour. At this point, as we come back in the studio, we say hello. Carson Meredith with you, coming up on 7:30 on this Saturday night. How you doing? Bots fans, you're winning again. Another Clipper moving through, dropping another quick 1 to 3 inches of snow as expected. But again, the snow is coming down at a quick enough clip to where it's causing some traffic issues, I should say, up across southern Indiana especially. And we're going to be watching the roads here in the metro closely as this band moves through. I'm going to have a different setup to show you tonight. We'll get it queued up here. So you're going to see me in the top left corner. You're going to see radar or whatever weather graphics I have for you on the right side of the screen in the big box. And the box just below me tonight, I'm going to rotate what I show you in that box. We've got the snowboard out there in the weather garden right now. I am going to show you different SkyTrack cameras as well. In fact, let me hit a button here and I'll show you what's happening down in New Albany, or up in New Albany, where that snow is coming down at a pretty good clip. And this is a dry, fluffy snow, so it's going to feel like a snow globe over the next 30 minutes to an hour here in the city. And this band will keep going down I-64 over the next 1 to 2 hours or so. So we'll be showing you different views from that bottom right box as the evening unfolds. But let's just dive into the map right now. And by the way, put in your snowfall reports or anything of that nature. Tell us how much snow you've got, how much new snow you have. Don't factor in the stuff you had Thursday night. How much new snow have you seen tonight? Let us know in the comments, and I'll do my best to parse through them as we go through our discussion tonight. Sit back and relax. We're going to be here for a while. So here's radar at 7:30, and this, my friends, is the main show. We've got some flurries trying to redevelop on the backside of this system up towards Bedford, Seymour, and Paoli. We'll watch that later, but this heavy band of snow really started to get its act together in the middle of our 6 o'clock newscast tonight. And as it did, it dropped a very quick 1 to 2 inches of snow just north of Louisville. And now that band has held together long enough to make its way through the metro this evening. So let's zoom in tighter, and you can see those dark blue colors smack dab in the middle of Jefferson County right now. This is where you're getting those heavier snowfall rates that will coat the roads quickly, that could dump a quick 1/2 to 1 inch of snow just like that. So right over the airport, along the Watterson, Okolona, Buchel, Newburgh, the Highlands, Linden, even out towards J-Town, that heavier snow is starting to fall. And that heavy band, in general, is kind of moving east and southeast. Now, there's going to be two things that happen with this snow band. First of all, obviously, like we talked about, it's that quick coating to maybe up to an inch in a very, very short amount of time, but also those visibilities. You see down in New Albany in the box below me, those visibilities are not that great. And that's with a slightly lower snowfall rate. When you get in these heavier bands of snow, we've seen those visibilities drop to around a 1/4 mile. We're teetering on the edge of snow squall warnings. We're not there yet. But that's kind of the deal that we have here over the next 1 to 2 hours, really, as this one band, this one single band, it looks like, moves through. So here in the city, the heaviest snow is right over the middle of town, but it's going to keep sliding eastward. So if you're in Middletown, if you're in Eastwood, Fisherville, if you live outside the Snyder, basically, heads up, you're going to be seeing this heavier snow band, I'd say in the next 10 minutes, if that, as it continues to slide to the east and to the southeast. So that's where we are at this point here in the city. Further to the north and east, we'll call it moderate snow. Not quite as intense up across Oldham County, countywide, LaGrange, Goshen, Buckner, Crestwood, everybody seeing snow up in Oldham County. Henry County, same story. The leading edge of that band now moving into northern Shelby County. Out at the outlet shops, let me see if I can pop in that camera. You're probably going to see some snowflakes flying around. And you'll see that pop up in the bottom left box here momentarily. Don't see it just yet, but I would imagine in the next few minutes we'll start to have some slightly heavier snow moving into Simpsonville out towards the outlet shop. Shelbyville, same story. Further to the south and west, you notice this is kind of the back edge of the snow. So if you're down near Hardinsburg, Irvington, and Breckenridge County, sorry, you might be out of luck this go around. Maybe a few flurries down in Breckenridge County in the next hour, but that is about it. And you see Wavy is keeping us informed. Wavy's been busy this last 2 weeks or so with all of your reports coming in on MPing. You guys know how MPing works by now. If you download the MPing app, it's totally free. You can put in your reports. Not only do they plot in our system here at WAVE, but they also get sent to the National Weather Service, and it's very helpful for them, especially during a winter weather situation, to get a big picture view of how things are playing out. So anyway, you see the excuse me, the back edge of this system is likely going to move through that far northeast corner of Breckenridge County. So if you live south of Hardinsburg and E-Town, so if you live, let's say through here, down towards Campbellsville, if you live in this zone, you're not going to see much more than maybe a few flakes tonight. This is largely an issue for those north and east of E-Town. So up the Bluegrass Parkway, up towards Bardstown. Taylorsville, you're going to be getting some of the snow in the next 45 minutes. Bullitt County, that snow just now starting to move into the northern part of the county near Brooks. And that's going to be the main show tonight, guys. I really think most, if not all of this snow is gone by 10 or 11 o'clock. But the problem is this snow is not going anywhere. And you may only see a few flurries flying around tonight. You may only get a ½ inch of snow. But that's still going to be enough to cause big issues on the roads overnight tonight because of those temperatures that are crashing as this front moves in. Let me take you live. This is I-65. The video's buffering, but you can still tell in the still shot. This is 65 at the Sellersburg exit in Clark County. This is mile marker 9. So this is only 10 miles from downtown. And you can see 65 is covered. You've got tire tracks that can kind of, make out those lanes, but that's all there is to it at this point. And again, with those temperatures crashing into the single digits overnight tonight, a lot of the treatments that they use on roads, salt, brine, what have you, it's not going to work. Usually that loses its effectiveness when those temperatures drop into the low 20s. And obviously we are going to be way under that mark overnight tonight. Hopefully I can get that video back going for you shortly. It looks like it's been out for a while. But nonetheless, you still see the steadier snow falling down in New Albany. You've got that slightly heavier band that is rolling through the metro as we speak. Forgive me, I'm trying to get you a different camera view I can show you. Here's another look at 65 near Sellersburg, and you can see they are pretty much snow covered. So please, if you're especially across southern Indiana, be careful. If you have to venture out tonight, quite honestly, we don't recommend you traveling tonight. This is not a ton of snow. This is going to wind up being about 1 to 3 inches of snow for those of you that do see snow tonight. But that's all it takes in this kind of a setup to give you some trouble on the road. So As we go over the last 3 hours, you notice it was just this one band, really, that finally started to make its way to southern Indiana around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and it has just slowly but surely progressed south and eastward, and will continue to do so over the next 2 to 3 hours. So if your E-Town points north, it looks like you're going to be in the sweet spot for at least some accumulations. Some of you won't get much. Some of you will only get a little coating or a dusting. Some of you have already seen several inches of snow today and tonight. Any accumulations are going to cause issues on the roads, as you have already seen. Let me show you kind of a general idea of the snowfall totals that we have seen so far. And this lines up pretty well with our forecast. We've made some minor, tiny little tweaks to it throughout the night or throughout the day. But you get the idea. The higher totals have been in our far northern counties, where you see this darker blue, this royal blue, I suppose, over Madison, Indiana, up towards Seymour and Bedford, Indiana. That's where this particular product has estimated around 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches of snow with this system. But look how sharp that cutoff is. Now, obviously, we have to wait on data to come in with the snow moving through the metro right now, but you see how sharp the cutoff is. For the longest time tonight, all the snow was up towards Seymour, but you went at one point 10 miles south of Seymour and there was nothing. So that's a really sharp cutoff, and that will certainly be giving us some trouble as the night goes on, trying to nail down exactly where that snowfall will shut off. Winter weather advisory continues for most of our Indiana counties, Bedford, Paoli, Salem, Scottsburg, Madison, Seymour, Jeffersonville, Clarksville, Henryville, the Knobs. Also includes the metro, understandably so with this snow coming down. Also includes Shelby County, Franklin, Henry, Oldham, Trimble, and Carroll counties. And that winter weather advisory is with us until about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, not because the snow is sticking around until 7 a.m. It's not. Most of it's gone by midnight, aside from a few flurries. It's the fact that the roads will still be tricky overnight tonight. Snow-covered side roads, absolutely. And some of the interstates, as we've shown you throughout the evening, are partially covered as well. So that's where the winter weather advisory stands at this point. I'm going to go back to radar, and forgive me, I have all of my graphics set up, and I'm kind of bouncing all over the place since we're tracking snow live. So bear with me, and we'll pause and go through some of your comments. Tell us what you're seeing. Don't be shy. We don't bite here. Tell us what you're seeing. Noodlehead down in Perryville is always watching. Appreciate you. Weather Geek, hello. Happy about Navy beating Army, looks like. It's been very busy, so I haven't been paying attention to that, obviously, tonight. But there you go. Michelle says hello in Linden. Storm Chaser Jason says hello. Wizard of Night 13 says hello from Finchville. Tina, nothing in Breckenridge and Grayson. Yeah, Tina, you're probably not going to see much down that way. Maybe a few flurries, but even then, it's not going to be much. I think all the accumulations will likely be, let me draw a line, from Meade County through E-Town through Campbellsville, northeast. So if you live in that zone, kind of that northeast zone I drew out, that's where most of the accumulations are going to be. South of that line, Hardinsburg, Litchfield, where you're at, Tina, Mumfordville, Greensburg, Campbellsville, Columbia, probably not seeing much at all as we go through this evening. Eddie, I'm with you. I'm with you. Ready for spring, and it's not even winter yet. It's not, guys. You know, the winter solstice is next Sunday. So we're still technically in fall. And this is now our third or fourth snow event of the season already. Go figure. DJ King's watching up in North Vernon. DJ King, if you're still watching, let me know if you got a rough idea how much snow you guys have seen up there, I'd appreciate it. James, Trimble County getting hammered with this snow band rolling through. Appreciate that. Cameron's excited, really coming down in Linden. Got the water dripping for the cold weather coming. Yes, we're going to dive deeper into that extreme cold here in a few minutes. But yes, please, please, please do that. Starting tonight before you go to bed. Kelly says where she's at up in North Vernon, got a few inches of snow. Shonda Street and cars are snow covered up there in Jeffersonville. I got snow in PRP. Yes, we do, no doubt. Adam's got 5.9 inches of new snow up in Bloomington. Appreciate that report, Adam. That checks out with our forecast. We expected most of those 4-inch plus totals to be just outside of wave country, basically from where you are, Adam, points north. So that checks out. Although I will say this system has overachieved once again, just a little bit, especially in our far northern counties. Christy is driving or in the passenger seat on 71, and it is covered, running about 40. Okay, appreciate that report, Christy. Please be careful, you and your driver. I was talking to the staff tonight, trying to figure out where we're going to send the wave storm tracker this evening, and I said I don't like driving 71 on a nice day, let alone when we've got snow moving through. Storm Chaser Jason, this was about 10 minutes ago, had about 1 to 2/10 of an inch in Paoli. That makes sense, Jason, because it was really once this band got past Paoli when we started to see it ramp up and produce those heavier snowfall rates. So that sounds about right. Let's see. Look at the downtown SkyTrack camera. Yeah, we can. I would imagine traffic is moving quite slow because the visibilities aren't good. That's the big thing right now. Should be popping up. Oh, yeah. Let me take that full. Yeah. Be careful, guys. Please be careful over the next little bit. Flipped it back to the weather garden. Getting close to an inch. Getting close to an inch, but you can see that snow is not falling nearly as heavily as it was earlier when we started our chat about 20 minutes ago. And again, this is a quick hitting band. I think most of the snow is out of Louisville by 8:30 with this particular band. Having said that, as we go back to radar, you still notice maybe another band or really just flurries, hopefully, trying to redevelop to the north. So we got to watch that because it's going to be going down the same train tracks that this initial band is going, to the south and east. So we'll watch that. Back to your comments. As Wavy continues to send in all of your imping reports, we appreciate it. We appreciate all the 730 of you watching us on all of our social media platforms, and of course on Wave Weather Now and on the Wave Weather app and the Wave News app too. Hello, Bill. Boss called us off work, truck driving up in Northern Kentucky. Good call. Good call. Because again, as we talked about, the more extreme snowfall totals have been just to the north of our area, and that includes Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, where they're likely going to see about 4 to 6 inches of snow when this is all over. All right, scroll through some of these comments. And again, guys, I apologize if I miss your comment tonight. There's a lot of you here, and I love all of y'all. I appreciate you watching, but there's a ton of comments, so I can't spend time on every single one of them like I try to do. Cameron's got roads covered where he's at out in Linden and St. Matthews. Appreciate that. I'll show you the traffic map here in a minute. Here's what we're talking about with the cold temperatures moving in. Memphis, Indiana went from 33 to 26 in a 2-hour window. Yeah, this is a true Arctic front that's going to be moving through wave country tonight. And that's also the reason why this snow is so fluffy. If you go back to Thursday night, we had a very wet snow, kind of a slushy snow, to be honest with you, especially once the road started to melt off. Tonight's different. It's going to be a very dry, fluffy snow that accumulates quick, but also with the wind can blow around easily. That's why visibilities are concerned as this heavy band moves through. And even into tonight, once the snow stops, it can still, this dry stuff, this dry, fluffy snow get picked up and blown around a little bit. So that's why we're just saying tonight is definitely not the best night to be traveling, wherever you are seeing this snow. Let's see. Braden's asking about snow squalls. Again, we've seen heavier banding occur, but we haven't seen necessarily snow squalls just yet. Snow squalls are, generally speaking, a lot narrower, and they are basically next to whiteout conditions. We're not quite there yet. Visibilities drop in these heavy bands, absolutely, but not to whiteout territory necessarily. Let's see. Crystal, hello. Nothing in Rhineyville yet. Let's zoom in on northern Hardin County. Where are you guys? You're somewhere in there. I don't know why you're not popping up on the map. There you are. Yeah, you're still waiting down towards Rhineyville. Crystal, if you're going to get any snow tonight, it's going to be from this stuff up near Brandenburg. That might zip down towards you guys, but that would really only give you more of a coating, and hopefully it wouldn't cause major issues on the roads down your way. But we appreciate you still tuning in. Let's see. All right. Gwen, hello. Do you think the roads from Hardin to Jefferson County will be rough around midday tomorrow? Good question. As we talked about, the snow's not going anywhere because it's going to be so cold tonight and tomorrow. We're going to have full sunshine tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a beautiful looking day, but it will not be a beautiful day at all with those temperatures, right? So as far as what the roads will look like, I think as we get more traffic out tomorrow morning and the afternoon, I'd like to think interstates and main 4-lane roads would be in better shape. There will still be slick spots, but I don't expect to see main roads be snow covered tomorrow around lunchtime. Does that make sense? Now, those less traveled neighborhood streets, if you get snow tonight, they're going to stay covered in all likelihood because it's just going to be so incredibly cold tomorrow. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. All right. Keep scrolling here. All right. So that's where we are at this point. Let me go to, I tell you what, I want to see if they're still ice skating, to be honest with you. Pop up the snowboard full when I switch sources here, and you will see Paristown, and they're still going. You might as well just embrace it, right? That's awesome. But you can see the snow is accumulating on the rink pretty quickly, but it's not stopping anybody. It's like a winter wonderland, right? That's awesome. All right, so let's go to the traffic map as promised, and you can obviously see where the trouble is. It's north of I-64. We'll zoom in on the metro, and the roads in the metro are a mess. There are no accidents popping up, which is good, but you notice traffic is just slow on the interstates, especially where that heavy band just went through basically the northeastern half of the county. So from the airport down towards Okolona, down towards Fern Creek, north and east. Downtown, roads are not great, as you saw on the SkyTrack camera a minute ago. The Snyder from the tunnel down to about Taylorsville Road is not good. The Watterson from 65 to 71 is not good, and 64 countywide is a mess. So please be careful over the next few hours until we get the snow band out of here. Then hopefully, with traffic still out tonight, at least we can make those roads or those interstates not quite as covered. But neighborhood roads will still be a mess overnight tonight and throughout much of the day tomorrow. So here's the snow chances through this evening. It's about a 60% chance now through 11 p.m. We get past 11 o'clock tonight, we'll start to see that snow wind down. Weather, with this Arctic air moving in, a lot of times it's cold enough to squeeze out a few flurries. So we'll carry that chance for a few flurries through much of the night. It wouldn't be enough to worsen the road situation. It wouldn't be enough necessarily to cause more accumulations, but overnight tonight, it's going to be more just flurries instead of this steadier snow that a lot of us are dealing with now. Futurecast doing a pretty solid job, this particular model. It's a little too widespread with the snow, but it's got the general placement down. So we'll call it a success. 8 o'clock tonight, you see, well, we're 5 minutes till 8. So again, doing a nice job showing where the snow is now. Get towards 10 p.m. And on this particular Futurecast, by the way, you want to look for these blue colors when it comes to that more steady snow. And there's a possibility we may get one more band through here around 10 o'clock. But more than anything else, after that time, it's largely just flurries. Midnight tonight, the steady snow is gone, perhaps a few flurries lingering across our Kentucky counties especially. And then by about 3 o'clock in the morning, we're done, which is a good thing. But again, the roads will still be a mess. So please be careful if you have to work late tonight. Our final snowfall forecast, this is probably going to be a little too low in hindsight, but we got it pretty good, I'd say. In general, I would say along I-64 here in Louisville with this band that just moved through, probably around 1 inch, like right at 1 inch. Further to the north, we'll call it 1 to 3 inches in our area. But if you're at them up towards Bloomington, obviously they're in that 4 to 6 range, close to 6, where Adams at in Bloomington. I wouldn't be surprised as the night goes on up towards Jennings County. Our friends up in North Vernon, you guys may wind up in that 4 to 6 ballpark. But in general, for most of our area, the highest snowfall totals tonight are going to be around 1 to 3 when all is said and done. So, solid forecast, if I say so myself. There's things going through my head that I wish I could have done differently, but not too bad. Not too bad. All right, now let's shift to the cold. There's, of course, a live view of downtown. Not snowing as heavily, but the temps are tanking. We're at 27. Tonight, as we come up on 8 o'clock, it feels like 16. That wind chill, guys, is going to be the biggest problem over the next 24 hours, 36 hours, really, all the way until Monday morning. That wind chill is going to be in that dangerous territory to start off the day on Sunday. I mean, you can tell pretty clearly where this Arctic front is. It is right through the heart of wave country. I'll say from Frankfort to Shelbyville down to Litchfield. There's the general idea of where this front is. Excuse me. Already up in southern Indiana, you got the Arctic air that's further into your area, and you've got a snowpack, a fresh snowpack. That's why it's 16 in Bedford. That's why it's 18 in Seymour. It's 17 in North Vernon, 19 in Paoli, 20 in Salem, 20 in Jasper, 21 up in Madison. I am almost certain that we will be in the teens in Louisville by the time you see me again on Wave News at 11. These temperatures are dropping quick. Still hanging on to the freezing mark or just above it down towards central Kentucky. But that's not going to last long. We are all going to bottom out in the single digits overnight tonight. There you see Wavy with a crash update. The Snyder at Westport. It looks like it's right at the overpass there as the Snyder goes over Westport Road. That sign's kind of blocking it. You see it there in the bottom of your screen. So again, we don't recommend travel this evening, but if you have to travel, please be careful. 7 above zero is our forecast low tonight in Louisville. If you live in southern Indiana, you will probably have lows around 3 or 4 above zero because of that snowpack. But it's that wind that's really going to be the problem. We will have those sustained winds out of the north and northwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour all night. It's going to feel more like, or I should say, we'll have those gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour throughout much of the night. And that's where this wind chill could get dangerous. All right. So when we break things down here hour by hour, this is for most of the daytime hours on Sunday. And I'm going to take it full screen for a minute because it's a lot of info on one graphic. I want to make sure you can see it clearly. This is for Louisville in particular, okay? You notice tomorrow morning, we bottom out those temperatures around 7, 8 degrees. But that wind chill, oh man. It always happens a couple times every winter, but it doesn't make it any easier. Here in Louisville, we will likely see those wind chills bottom out around 5 below zero Sunday morning. Ouch. High temperature tomorrow afternoon, a nice warm 12 degrees. Please sense the sarcasm. And it will feel more like 0. There is a very good chance, my friends, that we do not see wind chills above 0 tomorrow afternoon. And that's why the wave weather alert day continues all day tomorrow. Because anytime you get wind chills or actual temperatures near or below 0, that's dangerous. That can cause frostbite very, very quickly. So if you do have to venture out tomorrow, morning, afternoon, evening, dress in layers. Make sure you cover as much of your skin as possible, be it with a hat, gloves, layers, layers, layers. If you have kind of a, I know there used to be a lot of face masks that people would put on to keep their face from the elements. I would recommend that because it is going to be very, very frigid on Sunday. Let me find, bear with me here for a second. I forgot to put this graphic in. I want to show you guys the wind chills tomorrow morning for all of Wave Country. Because yes, we are going to see wind chills here in Louisville tomorrow morning around 5 below 0. But it's southern Indiana where we have that snowpack that concerns me the most. Again, everybody will have those wind chills below 0 in the morning. I know this particular model says maybe 1 above, 2 above in Campbellsville, but what difference does it make? It's really cold, dangerously cold. But up towards Bedford and Seymour and North Vernon, Jasper, Paoli, Salem, even Madison, this is where we have the highest concern of those wind chills between 10 and 15 below 0. That can cause frostbite in as little as 10 minutes. Don't play with this stuff, guys. I feel like we have to say this every year. Don't fool with it. Not only are the roads going to be slick, neighborhood roads, from the snow tonight, but you're also going to have this extreme cold. Bring your pets inside, please. I don't care if they're an outside dog and they live outside. They got to come inside tonight. They got to be inside the house. So because this is the kind of cold you don't want to play with. So here in Louisville again tomorrow morning, we're looking at those wind chills at 5 below zero in that ballpark. Further to the south, E-Town, Litchfield, 2 or 3 below zero. Further north into Indiana, 10 to 15 below zero. And that is the reason why we have the cold weather advisory in effect. It covers all of wave country. This is for a combination of things. For tomorrow, it's more so for wind chills 10 below or lower, which we will have. But it can also be for actual temperatures below zero or near zero. And that's possible too. Sunday night into Monday morning. So for that reason, the cold weather advisory is with us through Monday morning now. And given the fact that kids may be heading to school Monday, everybody's going to be heading back to work on Monday. We've extended that alert day until Monday morning, through Monday morning, because of that extreme cold we're all going to have to deal with by then. Because this is the kind of stuff you don't want to mess with. I know a lot of you are probably asking in the comments about schools on Monday. I don't know. I don't speculate. I just know that kids cannot be standing outside the bus stop Monday morning. The wind chill will not be as bad Monday morning, but the actual temperatures will be worse Monday morning. A lot of you will likely be near zero with those actual temps by then. So we'll pop up these reminders. We've kind of mentioned them from time to time the last few minutes. Excuse me. Starting tonight, going all the way through Monday morning. Go ahead and open up your bathroom and kitchen sink cabinets, underneath the sink. Open them up. Let the heat get in. Leave a pencil-thin drip of water coming out of the faucet so that you can have water running through the pipes. Lowers the risk of freezing those pipes. Close your garage door. Sounds simple, but a lot of people leave their garage doors open. Don't do that the next couple nights. And as we already mentioned, bring your pups and cats and other critters inside the next couple of nights. All right, here comes the 10-day. You see the alert day mainly for extreme cold tomorrow and through Monday morning. The snow will be gone by midnight tonight for the most part. And then next week, we're talking about 50s and maybe thunderstorms because it's wave country. There's always something crazy happening. We're near 40 on Tuesday. Not bad. 50 on Wednesday, although a lot of you will be in the 40s, upper 40s. And then we get to 57 on Thursday. Now, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because we've spent so much time talking about the cold and the snow. But I do want to mention as we get towards Thursday, there will be another cold front moving through. This is a stronger cold front. And right now, it looks to be mainly rain with some embedded thunder. Instability is not too impressive, but the shear is. It is going to be a very windy day on Thursday ahead of this front. And if we can see an increase in instability Thursday, we may have more of a severe component to talk about. I'm not ready to go that far just yet. It's just something we are trending carefully. Thursday afternoon and Thursday night, the severe threat right now looks low, but it needs to be monitored. And we are watching Thursday closely for a possible alert day. We'll keep an eye on it. Nothing to fret about, nothing to panic about. It's just something we have to kind of babysit. Now, much colder air is going to move in with this front Thursday night. Does that mean that there's a potential for some of this rain on the backside of the system to briefly snap over to a mix or snow? It's possible. I will tell you the trend has been to speed this front up today, which would close the door pretty quickly for any rain to go to snow. So I don't see that being a huge concern right now. But yesterday, that potential was there. So we'll have to watch that as well. The rest of the 10-day, you see that big chill behind that front on Friday. Then we go back into the 40s and 50s into the next weekend. And right now, it looks to be just kind of a wetter setup towards Christmas. Christmas, by the way, does look above average temperature-wise. No white Christmas. It's not. I just don't see it. But we may have, at least for now, some rain to contend with. But that's a long ways off. We'll keep watching it. But right now, we just got to focus on the snow and the cold. So we'll go back to your comments, and we'll call it a night. Brittany, hello. How's Shelbyville? Good question. Let's take a look at old Shelbyville. Well, this is Simpsonville, but not too terribly far away. And you can see, as we take that SkyTrack camera full, that the rooftops are covered out of the outlet shops. And it's hard to tell from the lights they've got on the sidewalks through the outlet shops, but it looks like it's covering some of those sidewalks a little bit. Obviously, we've talked about the roads being tricky tonight and early tomorrow, but keep in mind your driveways and your sidewalks are likely going to have a snowpack. Even if you shovel it, there could still be some black ice that develops. So be careful with that as well. So that's what it looks like out in Simpsonville. Let's see here. What else do we have? A couple of you asking about Shepherdsville. Stephanie and Joyce asking about Shepherdsville. We'll go back to the radar as we go town by town here. And, we got time, so I don't mind talking about a couple of your towns. I can't do all of them. I wish I could. And you see that snow is just now starting to move into Shepherdsville. It's not quite as heavy as it was when it was moving through southern Indiana and the metro. But it's still coming down at a good clip across, the northern half of Bullitt County. If you're down towards Lebanon Junction, you'll likely see some flakes in the next 15, 20 minutes. Claremont, you should be seeing flakes now. Hillview, Shepherdsville, Brooks, Mount Washington, Fort Knox, West Point. You guys are getting in on some of that snow now. And we still have some lighter snow across the southern half of Louisville. Valley Station, Fairdale, Okolona, Highview, Glen Mary, Fern Creek, J-Town, Middletown, Eastwood, Seatonville, Fisherville. That snow continues. And this is kind of the last gasp, it looks like, up to southern Indiana. The second, much lighter band of snow up this way towards Paoli, Salem, Scottsburg, just south of North Vernon. If that holds together, that will likely be moving back into the metro closer to 9 o'clock. Same story goes for the I-71 corridor. And it looks to be lighter than what we had just moved through a few minutes ago. But could still add another little dusting to wrap this show up. All right? And again, if you live south of Hardinsburg, E-Town, and Lebanon, sorry, no snow for you later on tonight. All right, more comments and we'll wrap it up. Shonda's weather station is at 26 now in Jeffersonville. Appreciate that, Shonda. Hope you're staying warm tonight, staying cozy. Let's see. Anne's asking about Monday. Yeah, we touched on Monday. It's just going to be, the alert day is for that extremely cold morning on Monday. So we're starting to shift our alert day focus away from the snow slowly. And by tomorrow morning, the focus will exclusively be lingering slick spots, yes, but mainly just the extreme cold. And that'll be the case into Monday morning. but we do rebound into the upper 20s, maybe near 30 Monday afternoon. It's still below freezing, but it's better than the teens and single digits, right? Odds for a white Christmas, Carson? Slim to none. I'll say 2%, just to give you guys a little hope. But my gut feeling is 0. Sorry. Let's see. Scott, hello. How bad is 71 between Louisville and Cincinnati? Well, I think it was Christy earlier tonight in our conversation was a passenger on 71, and she said it was covered, and they were going about 40 miles an hour. So if you got to travel 71 tonight, please be careful. Please. If you got to travel anywhere tonight, please be careful if you saw snow. We're going to go below 0 with further north with the snowpack. I agree, Adam. I absolutely agree. And I wouldn't rule out some spots in southern Indiana in wave country, maybe getting to 1 below or 2 below. Bedford, Seymour, North Vernon, especially. But for you, Adam, yeah, I'm fairly confident you'll be below 0 Monday morning. Tonight, probably like 2 or 3 above, but Monday morning, definitely below 0 up your way. Stay warm, my friend. All right. Ian's not looking forward to being outside Monday morning for carpool duty. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what the schools do. Of course, you got to factor in, are the neighborhood roads still covered from the snow tonight? And quite honestly, do you want to risk these kids being out in these temperatures near just below 0? I know when I was in school, whenever temps were near or below 0, we still went, but it's a different world now. So we'll just have to wait and see how they decide to play that as we get towards Monday morning. Hey, Crispy's here. What's going on? How you doing? Any severe risks later this week? We mentioned it on the 10-day. And I know I'm catching up on the comments, Crispy, so I probably already answered your question, but Thursday needs to be watched. If we get more instability, we may have some trouble. It needs to be monitored. Nothing alarming at this point. Kaylee down in Sonora, any snow down your way? If anything for Sonora, Kaylee, it would just be flurries. Just flurries down your way. Grady, guess I shouldn't be out in the yard doing stuff tomorrow. Yeah, probably not a good idea for that, Grady. Probably not a good idea. Yes, Brian is probably at home smiling. He probably is. That is for sure. Do delayed starts even exist anymore? Oh, yeah, they do. They're just not used as commonly as they once were. Austin, how about Tuesday morning with road conditions? Tuesday will be better, Tuesday morning, because the thing about Monday, guys, even though we're going to be below freezing all day, we'll be 15 degrees warmer in most spots. And that's when the sun can do its work. Direct sunlight, even in the upper 20s to near 30, could still melt away a lot of these covered up roads. So the main issue Tuesday morning would likely just be refreezing, Austin, not anything widespread like we'll have tomorrow morning and potentially Monday morning. All right, guys. So that's the end of my speech for tonight. hope you enjoyed our conversation. Hope you enjoyed checking out all the different SkyTrack cameras and things like that. Wanted to kind of change it up for you to give you different vantage points on what's happening now and what we're going to be watching through the night. Again, this initial band of snow is moving out of the metro as we speak. It is moving through Shelby County, Spencer County, Bullitt County, and Franklin County right now. Snowing a little harder in Finchville and Simpsonville. Yep, that checks out with what we're seeing on radar. That will continue to slide south and eastward as the night goes on over the next hour. Bardstown, I think by about 8:45, between 8:45 and 9 o'clock, you're seeing snow. Lebanon, Springfield, Kentucky, down your way, likely just after 9 o'clock tonight, 9:15. So that initial band will continue to slide south and east. We do have one last batch of flurries on the backside of this system. That's going to be moving back into the metro in the next 15 to 30 minutes. And once this last batch moves through, we're by and large done with the snow. And I do believe that will be around 11 o'clock tonight. I think by the time you see me on the news at 11, we will have a quieter radar to talk about. And we'll just be recapping how much snow we have seen in the northern half of wave country especially. And again, Hardinsburg, maybe a few flurries. Sonora, maybe a few flurries. Hodgenville, maybe a few flurries. But down towards Litchfield and Mumfordville, Campbellsville, Columbia, Greensburg, probably not going to see a ton later on tonight. All right. Let's go back to the, hang on real quick before we go. Let me switch to the weather garden again. It's about an inch. Little uneven right around the snowboard. I'll have to go out and check on that, but right around an inch, it looks like is going to be the final tally in the old wave weather garden. Don't you love the Christmas decor? That's the one good thing about all this snow in December is it gets you, at least for me, it gets me more in the holiday spirit, right? So there you go. About 1 inch of snow, it looks like here in Louisville tonight, with certainly those higher totals just to the north. But again, obviously this stuff is sticking. It's not going anywhere because it's going to get very cold. So please be careful if you have to be out and about tonight and early tomorrow, because neighborhood roads will likely stay snow covered during that time. And dress in layers, lots of layers. Just try to limit your time outside if you can tomorrow, guys. Like nothing more than just walking to and from your car, if at all possible. There's the full 10-day again. Slowly but surely warming up next week. So this cold is not here to stay too long. Appreciate the kind words, Adam, Shonda. Thank you guys for always being here on weekends. Always appreciate it. Does it count as an inch of snow if it's blowing snow? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You still want to have a flat surface to measure that snow. You don't want to have, you don't want to measure a drift or anything like that. Something that hasn't dealt with that blowing snow is what you want. The flatter, the better. Nikki, hello. What's the too long didn't read version for the night? Snow will be gone by about 11 o'clock. North of E-Town, we will have some accumulations. And those accumulations may not be a lot, but it'll be enough to cause some roads to get slick overnight. So be careful tonight and into tomorrow morning. And then it gets really cold, dangerously cold. Hopefully that worked for you, Nikki. Appreciate you tuning in. Melanie, you're welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. Sean's here. Hello. Out in Middletown, out in my backyard. putting down salt, and dang, it came down quick. It did. That heavier band was what did it for us tonight. Yes, break out the thermals. And you're welcome. Appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys are the reason we're here. And that's going to do it, guys. That's all I got. Please be careful tonight. Please be careful tomorrow. Stay warm. And this doesn't last too long. This does not last too long. And we'll be back in the 50s and maybe talking about severe weather in 5 days. It's not a big deal right now, but we got to pay attention to it for sure. Let's see. Cameron, thanks for the kind words. I want to see you and Brian do a live stream together sometime. I'd love to. His knowledge of winter weather is insane. So I feel like I don't know if I would add much to the conversation, but yeah, I don't think we've ever done a live stream, us two. I know me and Tawana have. I know me and Kevin have. I don't think me and Brian have, though. We'll have to make that happen. All right. That's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I wanted to do our live stream while it was snowing here in the city. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be back on Wave News at 11 with another radar look and hopefully a recap of some totals we have seen tonight. And then all eyes will turn to the extreme cold that moves in overnight and is with us all day on Sunday and into Monday morning. Appreciate you tuning in. Be careful out there. Stay safe. Stay warm. I will talk to you guys later. Good night.